Hello friends, welcome to ASP.NET tutorial. In this video, we will see how to create Aspx file and mix that with the HTML code. So the purpose of this video is to see how to create dynamic HTML via Aspx file. The Aspx file stands for Active Server Page Extended File. So this is the server side script file, and in that file we can mix the programming language C#VB with the HTML code. In the last video, we created a HTML file and placed that in the virtual directory. The HTML is static and it will display same content whenever we invoke it or whoever invoke it, right? Because it's a static content and the content will not change. With the Aspx, we can mix server-side code with the HTML code. So server-side code in the sense we can choose either C# or VB.NET. So our course is through C#. So we will use server-side scripting as a C# language, and along the way you will learn HTML as well. Since server-side code produces HTML results at runtime, the generated HTML is called DHTML, dynamic HTML. Why? Because it's produced at runtime and it's not static, right? So it may change based on the server-side scripting. In this video, we will edit Aspx file using VS Code editor, or you can use any code editor like we did previously, Notepad++. You can use that as well. So the script file goes like this. So we call this as page directive, and server-side script comes with this %sign and angle bracket, and here it's in here the server-side code is ending. @page tells it's a page directive, and language is C#. And you can see the plain HTML here. HTML head, title, head tag is ending, and the HTML is ending here. Then we are starting the body is ending here, right? Under H1 we are stating this is a test HTML. So all these stuffs are static content. If you see, it will not change with the user, or it doesn't matter how many times you invoke this file, the same content will be emitted in the browser. Then here is the start of ASP, and here we are ending it. So we can call this block as a server-side script. So this is also a server-side script, right? And if you see, since we specify language is C#, here the response is a web object, request and response, right? So here we are responding to the browser. So response.write, we are calling the method write on the response stream. Response.write, first line of text, and you can see that in the text itself we are placing the break line tag, HTML tag. So likewise we are printing second line, third line, right? Even though we use response.write, this is also a static content, because it will not change even you run multiple times. And the dynamic content is here. If you see, we are using system namespace datetime.now. So since it's a C# language, we can freely use any C# object. you can use any framework object. So using directory, you can include collection, whatever you want. Then you can use the .NET framework object inside your server side script. Here we are simply using datetime from system namespace and making call to now, so that tells the current time. And this piece of code is dynamic content, and each time when you run this, it will display a different time in the browser. Now let's go to the demo. Okay, first let's go to VS Code editor, Visual Studio Code, or you can use a simple notepad also and edit the Aspx file and save that in C drive temp1 folder. So the Visual Studio Code editor is opened here, and we will choose open folder from this startup screen, or you can even do that from file menu, open folder, and in the C temp1 you can select the folder, click on the trust the authors. So previously we edited the HTML file, right? Now we will go ahead with Aspx file. For that, click on this new file icon. So here we will name it as ASP 003 test file, and extension we are giving ASPX, active server page extended format. So you can add a comment with the angle bracket, percentage, double slash, and if you see, Visual Studio Code is performing the autocomplete, and once I hit to hyphen, it automatically produced the end tag, I mean these two tags. And here is the comment, add page directive. Here we are using, so the angle bracket and percentage tells start of the script at the rate. This is page directive, language equal to ch, and we will place one more attribute, debug equal to true. So when you use Visual Studio 2017, that time you will get a proper syntax highlighting. Here, to use syntax highlighting, you can use the extension, but at this moment we are using this editor as a plain text editor, because in this course we are going to use Visual Studio 2017 to learn ASP.NET. So here we are just showing that you can edit Aspx with any editor. Alright, now we will go ahead with the HTML content. You can see here is the HTML content, and body tag starts here. This is also a static content, and here we placed the C# language code. So here language equal to C#, right? And this is our ASP script, and we will go for response.write. So, and this one is the dynamic content. So code is ready. You can click save here and go to IIS, and once you go for refresh, you will see the ASPX file also. So this ASPX file is a server-side script file, and we will open the Chrome. So here we've opened the Chrome browser, and we will type HTTP localhost, and we know our virtual directory name. It is ctube, and the file name here is ASP003 test file. And extension is ASPX. So here it thrown an error. An error occurred during parsing of resource required to service this request. And if you see, since it is not a plain HTML, and since it's a server-side code, you may end up with script execution error, and it says that there can be only one page directive. So we did copy paste right here. If you see, there is page directive specified twice. Now this time it is right, and when I reload the page, you can see the content. So this is the test HTML, right? So that is coming from this h1 tag. Then we have 4 line of response.write, and in that this one is the dynamic content. So if I refresh the page, this specific piece of information will change. So before that, we will go to page source, and you can see in the page source, after h1 tag, it is emitting the plain text with the break tag in between, and in that time now this part is the dynamic content. So now if I reload the page, here now it is showing 32, right? Now it is 36, and if I go to view page source, you can see how the dynamic content is generated from the server. This is sometime before 36, right? And this is executed just now 39. So that's the dynamic content, right? So just now you saw the demo. Thank you for watching. Bye.